Well, welcome everybody. My name is Katie and I work at the Sacramento Public Library where books are just the beginning. September is Healthy Aging Month and we will be featuring programs throughout the month to help you in improving your overall well-being as you age. We are so excited to offer you chair yoga and to have local yoga instructor Kirsten Johnson with us today. And we'll get to her in just a moment. But first I wanted to mention a couple of things. First is that if you're having any audio related issues, go ahead and exit the program and re-enter. We find that typically that rectifies the issue, so go ahead and give that a go. Also, today's program is going to be recorded and uploaded to our YouTube channel, which is Sacramento Public Library, within the week, so you can go ahead and look for it there. And finally, I'm going to be sending out a short survey at the end of the 4 weeks. So please keep an eye out for that email and feel free to share your thoughts and feedback with us. We always appreciate hearing from you. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn things over to Kirsten. So Kirsten, take it away.
All right. Well, welcome everyone. Good morning. Once again, as Katie said, my name is Kirsten and I am here with you for a little bit of chair yoga. So this is going to be an experience and a little bit of the props that we'll be using of chair, of course, since this is chair yoga. A little bit about the practice today. It will be focused or we'll be experiencing a lot of twist in the body. So if you have any spinal sensitivity and you know that there is anything in your body that is sensitive to twisting, I suggest you do all of this practice seated. I will have some options that you can do standing, but all throughout this, if you notice any pain, we want to do this twist and shout. That's what the theme of this is. We don't want to shout in pain, but we want to shout in, ooh, I just discovered something new about my body. So if you discover something in that twisting, then that's where we'll apply all of the principles of yoga, such as ahimsa, of doing no harm, and sanatosha, which is being content. So yoga is not just the physical, but also the experience and how that relates into our body and how that relates into the rest of our life. So let's get started with that. I am going to invite you to grab your seat. And so some of the other props that I'll be using and suggesting is a blanket or something underneath your feet, just as a cushion for your feet, and then a blanket underneath your seat. So even though I'm on a chair or seated in a chair, I also have a folded up blanket underneath my bottom of the seat where I am connected. I am a little bit away from the back because I want to have this long spine. So I just invite you to come into your spine right now, just noticing how you're sitting, and maybe take these circles all around, really moving into not just the bony parts of the spine, but the whole pelvic floor, the whole pelvic bowl. Just move around in a circle and notice how you can maintain the length of your spine. And then come back to center, and we'll just start with some breath. Just to start with the breath, the season of fall, the season of slowing down. Take a breath in. Maybe open your mouth and let it go, release. Inhale and exhale. Just give yourself a few moments of just noticing your breath, noticing the difference between the breath in and the breath out. All around the time you're rooted down through your feet, pressing down through the sit bones, through that pelvic bowl, and then the lengthening of the spine on the breath in, all the way to the top of the crown. And then on the exhale, maybe you soften your shoulders and let it go, just keeping that length. Spend a few moments just noticing, slowing down. Noticing the season of your breath. If it's okay and safe for you, go ahead and close down the eyes, or maybe lower the eyes and have a soft gaze. And just continue to sit. Continue to notice. Riding that breath all the way in from the beginning of that inhale, all the way up through the spine, up through the crown. Maybe there's a pause. and letting it all come down, keeping the length of the spine, relaxing the shoulders, letting go. We'll be very intentional about moving through this practice as we notice, spend time just to be witness. So spend the next few moments just creating your focus of attention. Maybe it's your breath, maybe it's your body, and noticing what happens with the breath. Maybe you want to invite a mantra or an intention into your practice. Whatever's going to connect you right here to the present, go ahead and invite that with the next 5 rounds of inhale and exhale. And then when you begin your next round of breath, bring the arms up and around, open up, gathering all this intention in, promising to stay and keep this intention. Hands come together and let them come down to your heart. One more full breath here. Soften the shoulders as you lift up through the crown. Exhale. You can bring the hands down to the lap, somewhere that they rest comfortably, that the shoulders and the collar is open. Oh, there you go. And then as you do this, take a breath in, lengthen up through the crown. We'll just start with the neck, noticing and bringing your chin over, looking over the right shoulder. You can do this with eyes open, eyes closed. Notice if the shoulders want to follow, and then bring them back to center and keep looking over that right shoulder. Another full breath here. And exhale, come back to center. Take this over to the other side. On the next breath in, looking over to the left shoulder. Breathe here. Lengthen and notice any change, any difference. Remember, we're just noticing right here, the same as, and then come on back to center. All right. Let's take this a little, moving into a little bit further into the neck. Bring your chin down to your chest. Notice the difference in the length of the spine, and then start to move the ear back and forth, ear over to one shoulder, ear over to the other. And that feels okay. Remember, we're noticing what you notice. Then make and explore what it would be like to make a full rotation all the way around. Now, if that does not feel good, come back to this side-to-side motion. Or you can continue with the full rotation. And then reverse directions. Come on back. All right, one more time, coming back to center, breathe in. And then lifting the head back up to neutral. There we go. Inhale, let the arms grow long. Reach up, stretch up, lengthen. Maybe you walk the shoulders up. Oh, yeah. Looking up, palms facing toward each other. Now let the shoulder blades just slide down as you continue to reach up, activating all this side body. There we go. Breathe in. Let the right hand drop down to the chair. Left hand stays lifted up, lifting up to the spine. And then as you exhale, bring over to the right. Keep both sit bones grounded. Maybe that outer hip wants to come up. Come on back and let that hip stay grounded. As you reach away, breathe into the side body. You can bring the neck into some little action if you like that option. There you go. One more breath here, breathe in, and then come on back up. Ah, switch sides. Other hand comes down, grabs the bottom of the seat. As this arm lengthens up so that you can create this length of your spine. There you go. Inhale. Exhale, start to bend over to the opposite side. Keep breathing. If you like that neck little movement, go ahead and add that to the mix. There you go. Another breath here, in and exhale. Come on back. One more breath here, and then bring your hands down to your heart. Let's give our little hands a little bit of rotation, in and out. Flicker the fingers one at a time, or open and close. Shake, 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 shake. All right. Bring your hands up and around. Really stretch open, palms up, and then bring the hands to the top of the shoulders. Let's make some shoulder circles. Moving really through the length of the elbows and the shoulders. Okay, when you're ready, reverse. All right, one more breath here. Breathe in. Let the hands come up, and then hands come all the way back down. Moving into a little bit more movement of the spine before we start all these twisting, really warming up the spine before we start the twisting. So let's bring into a little seated cat and cow. Maybe moving a little bit off from the back of the chair if you were sitting on the back of the chair. Rooted down through the feet. Hands can come to the lap. And then inhale, reach through, open up, lengthen the spine. Shoulders are going to come back, and maybe the head or the neck tilts up. Remember, we're not throwing our head back, we're just lengthening through the spine. And this is what we'll call a seated cow. Breathe here. On your next breath, exhale, round. Maybe the hands slide to the top of the knees, bringing the chin down to the chest, curving, contracting, and we'll call this cat. So breathe here, and you can continue on your own with your rhythm. Remember, this is your practice of cat and cow, or option to bring it into a little bit of spinal rotation of inhale as you extend and exhale as you round. All the way in circles, or just continuing the cat and cow. You choose what you want to do right here. If you're doing the circles, go ahead and rotate to the opposite direction. There you go. One more breath here, and come on back. We'll come into a seated wide-legged fold. So here's a little trick. If you have a little belly, and we'll experiment with this. You have your feet a little just hip distance apart. Root down to your feet. Inhale, lengthen long. And then exhale, start to fold over, and either bringing your hands coming down to blocks or coming down to the floor. And notice how far you can get with the hands rested onto the belly. The belly rested onto the lap. All right, come on back up. And then we'll experiment with creating more space for breath, more space for body, more space for fold. So bring your legs even wider than your hip width, really, really wide, still keeping that firm root into the earth. And then pick up your belly and just create a little space as you start to begin to fold. So root down through your feet and your seat as you inhale and lengthen. Exhale, start to fold. Maybe your hands start to cover your belly, but you have a little bit more access to a fold here. And then bring your hands over and down to the blocks or to the floor. You can start to now notice, do you want a wider stance with the legs, even more room? Maybe you have room to walk your arms out a little bit further, deepening, bringing the chest closer to the floor. Spend a few moments of just really slowly creating this fold for your body. And breathe. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you release and let go. Oh, just like the leaves of fall, you just let it go. Keep breathing right here. When you're ready, walk the hands back toward the feet, and we'll take a gentle twist. Bring the block or your hand to the floor in the middle, and we'll bring the right hand down. The left hand is going to sweep up and away. Gentle final rotation. Now you can start with your hand, your left hand on the thigh as you open up and twist over to that side. And then when you feel that rotation into your spine, you can open up. Breathe here. Inhale and lengthen. Oh, exhale. Take that top shoulder and open it up a little bit more as you twist and rotate to the side. One more breath here. Close it all down on the exhale. Ooh, let's switch sides. Noticing the differences, noticing the similarities, but just being present. Let the left hand stay down. Right hand can come down to the right thigh as you open up. Rotate. And then eventually, maybe that arm opens, or you just stay right here with the hand on the knee. Breathe here. Inhale. And exhale. Lengthen through all the way through the tip of the ears. Maybe you look up at that top hand or look up at the ceiling above you. Yes, there you go. One more breath here. And come on back to center. Okay, so we'll go through that one more time and hold it, or you can take some movement with this as you breathe in. Oh, to the opposite side. So take a few rounds of either having it, breathing, and I'll let you know when to switch sides, or just feeling this final rotation with a little bit of movement. Find your movement, keep on, or find your stillness. If you're in that one-sided hold, switch sides. Remember, inhaling, lengthening, exhaling, we're closing. Oh yes, one more breath here. And exhale, close. Come on, back down. Push down to the feet, push down to the seat, and come on up the inhale. Oh, reach long. Exhale, hands come back down to the heart. All right, move the blocks out of the way. Before we get into these other options of either seated or standing, let's warm up a little bit more of our core of our spine, of our center that we'll be using and activating. Oh yeah, we're doing our core now. All right, here's your options. First option is just, I'm gonna move the blanket out of the way so my feet don't touch the floor. So that's an option too. Coming to the edge of your seat, really finding your pelvic bowl once again, maybe putting your hands on your lower belly. And let's take a few breaths here just to notice this. As you breathe in, let the hands, belly expand into the hands. And then on your exhale, pull everything in, including your breath. Pull that belly. Feel those abdominal muscles just pull in. Feel that? Oh, that's what we'll be activating. Do that again. Inhale, fill up, let the belly reach into the hands. Exhale, squeeze it all in. Belly comes, navel comes to spine. Oh, there. Lengthen, keeping that long back. One more time, breath like that. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's activate that with a little bit of hold. So when you're ready, we'll do this for 30 seconds. We're just going to lift up our knees, press our hands into our thighs, thighs into our hands, and we'll just do that for 30 seconds. All right? When you're ready, let's do it. And up. And the tendency is going to want to come back to lean back, but we're going to use this from activating the core. So keep on lifting up. And my feet are barely off the ground, but we're squeezing it all in. Now, that's only 5 seconds, and we're breathing. Don't hold your breath. And squeeze it, yes. I feel you. That shimmer, shake, oh yes. We're using our belly, our core, our abs, and not the back. When you find yourself wanting to lean back, squeeze it all in and come up, back up to center. Inhale. You're almost there. Oh, and 30 seconds, you're done. Woo, wiggle that out. That was first thing. All right. Second thing, return to that, or we'll just do gentle one leg at a time. Hands gonna come up, lifting up the right knee, lifting up the left knee. All right. When you're ready, 30 seconds, you choose. Inhale. Woo, there There we go. Alternate knees. Remember, the slower you go, the more you may feel this into your abdomen. Really being intentional and noticing and building up all of this strength in the core. Keep breathing. Yep, we're almost there, halfway there. Slow and steady. There we go. And another 5, 4, 3, 2, and set it all down. Another breath here. Oh, exhale it out. Let's move into the little side obliques. All right, so bringing our hands, feet still hip width apart, hands up and around, keeping the seat. You can interlace the fingers behind the back, behind the head. Let the elbows come out wide. Now soften your shoulders right here. And we're just going to do side tilts from side to side. If you want to make it extra, if you're a little extra, you can go ahead and lift up your feet. I'm not there, so we'll just do this for 30 seconds, okay? When you're ready. Root down to each of the sit bones and come on over to the side. 1, that's 1. Over to the other side. That's 2. Come on back up. Breathe in. Squeeze it all. Coming on back up. There we go. Inhale and exhale. Okay. Smiling and moving. Tilting from side to side. Oh. And we're breathing. Keeping both sit bones grounded. Okay. Another 5 seconds here. Oh, that felt like 5. Did it feel like 5 to you? Yes, it did. Let's shake out the shoulders. Woo! Yes. All right. One more little twisting, rotating, moving all through this little abdomen spine. We're going to bring our arms up like here, and we're just going to do knee to elbow taps, okay? Twisting and rotating. As you bring up, we're going to squeeze it in, and okay? So when you're ready, arms up, and inhale, exhale, breathe in, oh, there we go. Exhale, oh, squeeze it all. Keep on breathing. Big breath, big squeeze. Squeeze it and crunching it. And remember, you're just going toward the knee. If you tap the knee, oh yeah, that's a bonus. But you know what? You could just do where you work at your level right here. Another 5. Squeeze it. 4. Oh. 3. Oh. 2, 1. I felt it all. Yes, I did. Woo! Let's just take a break right there. Take a sip of water. Notice how you feel and being with that right there. All right, coming back to a seated mountain pose. Or if you'd like to do the rest of the practice standing with the aid of a chair, you can come up to a standing mountain pose facing the chair. All right. So the seated option for this first twist is going to be hands coming over into like your low lunge. And so we'll do it on the right side first. Coming over into your low lunge. Remember we did this last week. Low lunge on a chair. The right knee is bent. The left leg is straightened behind me and I'm on my heels. Bring in a block and we'll come into a seated option, a seated twist where you have the block on the inside of your right leg, the elbow and the knee are connected, and we're going to open up to the side. So this is going to be the first option. If you're standing, we're going to bring that right knee will come to the chair. The left leg will say remain straight. Going to bring your hand to either the seat of the chair or a block. And the knee and the elbow will still connect. And we're just going to open up to the side. So choose the option that you want to experience. And like I said, if you have any spinal sensitivity, then maybe the seated option will be the best one for you. So we'll hold this for a little while so you can feel this in your body. Front leg, knee is bent, left leg is straight. Coming down to the block on the chair, block on the ground. No elbow and knee meets, and you're rotating over, opening. Root down through the feet, bend into that knee. Both feet are grounded on that bent knee side so that you can keep that knee and elbow into alignment. And breathe. Find some length in your spine, some softness in your shoulders. One more breath here. And then we'll take this twist to the opposite side. So now I'm going to bring this block, rotate the hips all the way toward that bent knee side, bring this block down to the mat. The opposite hand that was on up was going to be down on the ground. And then we're going to rotate to the bent knee side. And remember, rotating as far as your spine can do that without any pain. If we're doing this on a chair, this hand comes down and you rotate to the bent knee side. Breathe in as you lean into that front knee and press down through the feet. And we'll stay in here for another 5 rounds, a full round of inhale. Maybe you have room to open up a little bit more. Maybe there's a bind as you open. So there's all kind of options for that top hand. As you breathe into this spinal twist. Dragonfly twist. Breathe here. And exhale. When you're ready, come on back to center. And if you're seated, then just come back into that wide-legged forward fold. If you're standing, you can put both hands on the bottom of the seat, walk the hips back, and then come into a little down dog right here. The knees can stay bent. As the chest comes toward the earth, comes toward the floor, breathe. Slowly start to make your way back up, either to a mountain pose or a seated mountain pose. And we'll explore that on the opposite side. All right. So turning, facing the opposite side on your chair. Let that knee come out and pressing down through that front foot. That's going to help that knee stay in alignment. The back leg can come out long. Bringing the block into the inside of that front foot. Hand comes down as you sweep it up and rotate open. Same thing if you're standing, or maybe you want to try this side seated. Remember, each side is going to have its own little story. But if you're standing, bringing that top leg down over to that foot up to the seat of the chair. Block can come on the inside. And you rotate open. Take some steps opening as far as you can to really have this opening through the inner thighs of the legs. Breathe. When you're ready, let's reverse that. Bring that either block over. Top hand's now going to come down, and the other hand, it can either come to the knee, you can rotate up, or come over to a bind. And you can also do the same options on the chair option. Hand on knee, hand to the sky, hand to the opposite hip. Take another full breath here. rotate back to center. Once again, return back to your wide leg down dog, noticing anything that you notice between how that spinal twist showed up on either side of your body. Each season has its own beauty. Each side has its own beauty. So just noticing and breathing, being right there. One more full breath here. Come on, back up. Oh, inhale into your mountain, your seated mountain. There we go. Okay, now coming into another twist of the spine. This is going to be an open arm twist. If you're seated, coming to the edge of your chair, crossing the right knee over the left knee. I like to also have a little block underneath for hand landing on the left toes. I mean, your right toes, the knee that's on top. So coming into a long spine. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring the hands to the heart, rotate toward that bent knee, the top knee side, and then open up the arms. You may have to have a little bit more room if you have a wall behind you. If you're standing and you want to try this, bringing that right knee to the top of the chair, bringing the hips over to center toward that right knee, hands come to the chest, and we're going to open arm twist over to the right. And whatever option you chose, keep lifting up through the crown, up through the so the left hand can come to the left thigh and you can open up just the right arm to the side. And that also applies if you're seated. Keep breathing, keep being seated, keep rooting down, lifting all the way up, opening through that right shoulder so that it opens up to the collar. Breathe here and lengthen. Exhale and let it go. One more breath here. Rotate everything back to the center. Uncross the knee. Take the right foot down to the earth. And you know what? Let's wiggle that out. Let's wiggle that out. Wiggle all that through the spine, through the hips, to the neck, to the shoulders. Let's wiggle it out. All right, opposite side. So now the left knee is either going to come on top, cross over, or the left knee is going to come to the chair. Finding and rooting down through the standing leg and to that foot that's on the chair. All right, open up. Bring the hands, both hands to the fingertips are going to touch at the heart center. All right, and then we're going to open up the left hand, rotating it up to the left. Right hand can come on open, or the right hand can come to the knee. Breathe in, lifting up, and breathe out as you rotate. You can close down the eyes right here too. That give you a little bit more awareness of a sensation going inside. Breathe. And then notice where you have more room for softening. Notice where you have more room to just let go. And breathe here, inhale, rotate, bring it all back to center, and then wiggle it all out. Uncross the legs, come back to a mountain. Just breathe and wiggle. Okay. From here, I'm going to invite you to come back down to a seat. So wherever you are, if you're standing, come on back down to a seat. I'm going to grab my blankets again. Never be afraid to grab your blankets and make it more comfortable for you. Okay, grab the blanket for the feet also. All right, coming back to our little seated mountain pose. And just sitting here right now, just noticing all the things. Notice maybe the belly, the core that you activated earlier. Maybe noticing any twisting sensations that were part of that movement that we just experienced. Noticing the spine. Noticing the length of your breath in, the length of your breath out. All right. Coming into just one more twist, and we'll do this twist, not really a twist, but we're twisting up our body, twisting up everything. And so we'll do a seated eagle pose. I like to bring into a block with this. So let's start with our right side, bringing the block over to the opposite side. So the block's going to be on the left side. Breathe in as you cross the right knee over the left knee. And maybe you have the block, your toes rested on that block, each hide, a book, whatever you have right there. Or maybe they just dangle. And I like it rested on a block because it actually keeps the spine lifted up so that you can really explore this eagle twist. And then we're going to bring the right hand under the left hand. Give yourself a hug just for showing up, just for being here. Let the elbows come out wide away from the face as the crown lifts up. And this could be your eagle right here. Option to keep on squeezing elbow to elbow. Bring the back of the hands to meet or bringing palm to palm. Let the hands lift away from the face as the elbows start to soften and you lift up to the crown. And this is your seated eagle. Breathe in. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you just make a little bit of shoulder rotations and circles with the elbows and the hands. Oh, feeling that. How about opposite, moving into the opposite direction. Okay, one more breath here. Oh, exhale, let the hands fly open and cross that leg. Come on back down. Okay, opposite side, moving the block over. Left knee comes on top. Toes can come to the block as you lengthen up through the spine. Give yourself one more hug. This time, remember that left hand's going to be on the bottom. And then you choose your eagle arms on this side. If you can, keep rooting down through your seat as your shoulders kind of come down away from the ears. There you go. There you go. Oh, and then elbows will start to lift up, hands away from the face. And you soften your gaze and you look ahead to this wonderful fall season of everything you've set your intention for, your mantra. Breathe in here. Oh, let it all open up and let it go. Woo. Let it go, let it go, let it go. All right, little gentle seated spinal twist right here. Breathing and then once again, opening up the arms. Right hand can come to the left knee. Left hand can come to the seat behind you, either onto the seat. I like the seat rather than the back of the seat because the back of the seat kind of like crunches up that back shoulder. So bringing it down to the seat and then rotating over to that side. You can close down the eyes here and just experience this gentle twist into your body with your breath. Option to look over that back shoulder once again. Then softening anything that needs to be softened. Easing into this gentle twist. One more breath here. Come on back. Oh, open up. And just switch sides. Just switch sides. Keep the knees forward. You know, that left knee is going to want to come in, but keep them real forward so that you can root down, keep the length of the spine, and then open up to the side. There. And breathe. And just be. On your next breath, inhale, bring it all back up to center. Oh, and exhale, the hands come back down to the mat. And then from here, we'll sit with a little bit of stillness, just to notice. Notice the seasons, notice the differences. We'll do a little short body scan. So find and set up your final shape, whether it be in Shavasana, maybe you have taking a blanket or a pillow into the back. Legs can come out a little bit further away from the body. Arms can just hang down. Arms can be on the lap. Wiggle out anything that you need to wiggle. And then as this new season of fall, we'll take a cue from nature to just let it go. Just to let it go. Let go of what's not serving you. Let go of any tension. Let go of what just doesn't belong right here in this moment. Let go of noticing the sounds around you and just coming into noticing the breath that's flowing in you. Take a full breath here and just let it go. And then as you're seated here into your resting place, notice the right foot. Maybe the toes, the sole of the right foot, the top of the right foot. And as you take a breath here into this whole entire right foot, let it go and bring some softening, some ease, and just let it float away. And then notice the lower leg of the right side, from the ankles, the shins, up to the knee. Let that travel all the way to the thighs and to the hips on the right side. As you take in this next breath, just noticing and lengthening and just allowing this full energetic breath to come in. On the exhale, you just let it go. And you just let it go. And you let it go. And then noticing the toes on the left foot. The sole of the left foot, the top. All around the left foot. Just breathe here. And then let it go. Yeah. Letting go of all this and things that are holding in the toes. There you go. And then coming and noticing the left leg, starting with the ankle, moving all the way up, knee, the calves, thighs, quads, all of it. Just breathe here, filling it up. And now you get to let it go. Just like those leaves are just trying to hang on, just let it go, let it fall away. Let the breath come with ease, gentle, and let it fall. Notice your sit bones, the pelvis that's associated and grounded down into the seat beneath you. Maybe there's still some tightness, some awareness. What would happen if you just fill up and release? Do that one more time. Fill up. Just release it all and let it go. And then bring in your awareness and your breath attention to the belly as it inhale and then fills up. And maybe you feel that breath as it comes into the lungs and the chest opening up. Then it collapses and let it go. One more time. Fill up the breath, the belly, the chest, collar, open, and release. Then notice your hand, the right hand. Is it still clenched or can it open up and soften? As you breathe in, softening the fingers of the right hand, the palm, the wrist, and then softening as you release. Bringing in some awareness all on that right arm, from the wrists, the forearm, the shoulders, all the biceps and triceps. Just let them all go on the breath out. And then bringing some awareness to the left side, the left hand. Noticing the extension of how much you can breathe in and open up, and then how much you can breathe out and release. And then let that awareness come into the left wrist, the forearm, the elbow, traveling all the way through the shoulders, all the muscles and tendons on that arm as they breathe in and release. Take a breath here real quick and just notice, just breathe. And let it go. Then notice that breath as it lengthens the neck, softens the jaw, the muscles around the face, the back of the ears, the eyes. They may begin to soften deep into the sockets as the skin of the forehead just starts to soften. And the crown lifts up higher as you inhale and you release on the exhale. Then just spend a few moments of just breathing in, breathing out. Inhaling and exhaling. Receiving and letting it go. On this next breath, I invite you to make a little bit of movement with your breath. Noticing the different sensations in the body, different sensations that have come and surrounded you in this energy as you fall into this beautiful season. I invite you to notice all of the changes, the differences, the similarities that happen either from one side of the twist to the other side of the twist, from one color of the season to the other color, from you, from me, from the whole. And as we breathe in, let's bring our arms up and around. Inhale. Exhale, hands come together and meet at the heart. I offer the practice in the spirit of Ubuntu, which is I am because we are. May we honor this season. May we honor each other. May we honor the differences and the connection. and the wholeness that we share together. Thank you for your practice. My name is Kirsten. You can find me at In Her Voices on Instagram. I've got some beautiful workshops coming up for bigger bodies and chronic pain, so please check it out. Thank you once again, Katie and Sac Library, for having me. And ta-da, I'll hand it back over to you.
Thank you, Kirsten. And I popped her Instagram handle in the chat in case you want to go and check her out. So thank you again so much for joining us for Chair Yoga, and a big thank you to Kirsten for another amazing session. We really appreciate it. For more information about our health literacy initiatives and upcoming virtual programs, just go to www.saclibrary.org. We'll be back next Wednesday, September 29th at 10 a.m. So we hope to see you then. So for Kirsten, for myself, and for the Sacramento Public Library, thank you so much and be well. Bye.